Okay, today we're going to be working on multiplying and dividing fractions. This is going to be for the assignment for Wednesday, June 24th. Right here are the notes. You should read through these, maybe try and practice a little bit. Let's go ahead and go over the first one. It's going to be the multiplying one. Multiplying fractions. This is a multiplication refresher. You got to realize it's the amount of groups times the amount of items. So in this case, 2 times 3 would be 2 groups of 3 items. Multiplying a whole number in a fraction. So what does 5 times 1/2 means? It pretty much means we have 5 1/2s. A half, a half, a half, a half, and a half. 5 of them. It says rewrite the whole number as a fraction with the denominator 1. Okay, this is how we would solve it. So to multiply fractions, you have to have fractions. That's what I tell all my classes. You can't do multiplying fractions if you don't have fractions. So we have to change this number, this big 5, into a fraction. We do that by putting a 1 underneath it. Then we can multiply fractions. Okay. You multiply straight across. Multiplying and dividing fractions, I think, is a lot easier. Multiplying specifically because all you do is you just multiply straight across. So we're doing 5 times 1, we get 5. Then we do the bottom straight across, and we do 1 times 2, and we get 2. It says simplify if possible. In this case, 2 goes into 5 2 times with a leftover of 1, so 2 and 1/2. Does it matter if the whole number is first or not? No. Okay. They're telling you it's commutative, which just means it can be put either way. If it's put first, if it's put second, it doesn't matter. Multiplying them out is going to give you the same answer anyways. Just like doing 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 1 is 2. You get the same answer no matter which way you multiply it. So right here, it's saying the same thing again. So we have a fraction times a whole number. If you want to multiply fractions, you have to have fractions. This is not a fraction. So it says we rewrite the whole number as a fraction with a denominator of 1. So we put a 1 underneath it. Now we have fractions to work with. So now we multiply across. 2 times 6 and we get 12. 3 times 1 and we get 3. 12 over 3 can reduce into 4. How? Well, 3 goes into 12 4 times. Multiplying 2 fractions. Okay. Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, simplify. We actually already did this in this one right here. Once we made them into fractions, we multiplied the fractions, but they're going to tell us again. So right here, we multiplied across the top, multiply across the bottom, bada bing, bada boom, we're done. So this is pretty much the nitty-gritty of it. It says we have half groups of 3/4 items. 3/4 of one item, separate into groups of 1/2. Guys, if this stuff is not making sense to you, that is fine. Multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, move on, okay? Try these. Okay, let's go ahead and do one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's do that one. Okay, let's do 3/4 and 5/7. Let me write it down so I don't forget. 3/4 and 5/7. Okay. Our first step is to write the problem. So we have 3/4 times 5/7. That's a 6. What am I doing? 5/7. Okay. Now, all we do is multiply across. So we do 3 times 5 and we get 15. Then we do 4 times 7 and we get 28. And if we can reduce this, we should. I don't think we can, so we're going to move on. This is our answer for this one. Let's go to the next one. These are pretty much the same. We're going to multiply the cross. Let's go ahead and do the first one right here, 2/3 and 5/15. So we have 2/3 and 5/15. Okay, so again, we're just multiplying across. So 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 15 is going to be 45. Is this as simple as it can be? Well, no, because 5 goes into both of these numbers. We can divide both these by 5. This is called reducing. So we're making it into a simpler form, smaller numbers. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. 45 divided by 5 is 9. Is there anything that goes into 2 and 9? No. So this is as small as it's going to get. 2 9ths. And that would be our answer for this one. What about mixed numbers? Okay, when we did addition and subtraction, we did a thing where we did them separately. We can't do that this time. So what we do is we make them back into improper fractions, then do the process of multiplying across the top, across the bottom. So we took this 2 times 5 and then added it to the top. Some people learn this as Texas. What you're doing is pretty much making it go from a mixed number to an improper fraction, then multiplying across. And we'll go ahead and do some practice with this. So let me write this down. 4 and 5 over 9. We're going to be doing the first one. Okay, so we have 4 and 5 over 9. Then we have 2 and 1/16. Okay, so we're going to make these into improper fractions. Right now, they are mixed numbers. Okay, we need this to be just a single fraction, and this just to be a single fraction without all this mess in front of it. So we multiply this times the bottom. 4 times 9 is 36. 36 plus 5 is going to be 41. Also over 9. So if we divided 41 by 9, we should get 4 and 5/9. So this right here and this right here are the same thing. Okay, we put our multiplication, and we need to change this one into a regular fraction, or an improper fraction, I guess. So we're going to do 2 times 16, which is 32, plus 1 is 33. And we have 16 on the bottom. If for some reason your top number is still smaller than your bottom, something probably went wrong. This number needs to be able to go into it, okay? Just a quick note right there. Well, now what do we do? This is something we can work with. This is just a regular fraction times a fraction. So we're going to do the top times the top, and the bottom times the bottom. So you do 41 times 33. Just for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and cheat a little bit. Let's do 41 times 33. Ooh, 1353. Okay. So we get 1353. And 16 times 9. These big numbers, guys, go ahead and do the same thing I'm doing right now. It's not really cheating. You're just using all your resources. And this could probably be reduced, so we would reduce it. Okay. Guys, use your resources. All right. Going into 8th grade, you're going to be able to use a calculator. Use your calculators. Okay. All right, so I think that's it for this PowerPoint. Remember to just take it one step at a time. When you have this stuff right here, make it into a regular fraction times a fraction, then do straight across the top, straight across the bottom. All right, let's go over the notes for dividing. That's going to be the second link right here. Dividing is a little bit different. Just one little flip to it, I guess we could say. What is division? Well, it's the total number of items separated into groups. So we would be taking 12 and dividing it evenly into 3 pieces, pretty much. Separating it into 3 equal parts. So I think they want us to drag these lightnings in here. There'd end up being 4 in each one. 4 lightnings here, 4 lightnings here, and 4 lightnings here. Bam. Well, what about with fractions? The first is the total number of items separated into this many groups. We've got this diagram over here. This is 1/4 of the whole, and then divided into 3 pieces this way, so we'd only have 1 piece. Okay. The visuals to me are a bit much. I like it straightforward. I like you to tell me the process and to get after it. You know, if you like the visuals and stuff like that, let me know. I'll help you find some more of them. Otherwise, we'll move on. So 1/4 divided by 3 is 1/12. Okay. Weird, right? What do you notice about the numbers in this problem? What is the relationship between division and multiplication? It says multiplication and division are inverse operations. Inverse operations are operations which undo each other. Numbers also have inverses. This is the important part, okay? The multiplicative inverse, sorry, my tongue got tied there for a sec, or the reciprocal, this is the big word right here. This is all of it right here, reciprocal of a number is when that number multiplied by itself produces 1. To find the reciprocal, switch the numerator and denominator. Okay. That's a lot of math language right there. They want you to know it, but I'm going to put this into simple terms, okay? All we do is we flip the numbers, okay? So the reciprocal of 2/3 would be 3/2. That's it. All you do is flip the number, okay? So the reciprocal of 4/7 is going to be 7/4. You see how these just switch spots? That's the reciprocal. The reciprocal is just flipping it around, okay? So this right here, 5, is actually 5/1. We learned that in one of my last videos. So the opposite of 5/1 would be 1/5, right? All you're doing is flipping it around. When you want to do the reciprocal of a mixed number like this, you first have to make it into a regular improper fraction. It has to be a fraction to be doing the reciprocal, okay? You can't just take 3 2/3 and flip the 2/3. This whole thing needs to be flipped. This whole thing needs to be turned on its head. And to do that, you make it into an improper fraction, then you flip it. We took the 11/3, then flipped it to be 3/11. So, it says let's go back. We had 1/4 divided by 3. We rewrite this problem to get the inverse operation. So, we have 1/4, and then we flip the 3 into 1/3 like that, okay? We flip the second number, then we do multiplication, okay? Let me say that again. We take the reciprocal of the second number. In this case, it's 3. We take the reciprocal. Everything else is the same. 1/4 times 1/3 now. And then you do what we do for multiplication, which is just straight across. So we do 1 times 1 to get 1, and then 4 times 3 to get 12. So we had 2/3 divided by 5/6. We take the reciprocal of the second one, and then it becomes multiplication. Okay, this is what we call keep, change, flip. I don't know if they want y'all to be remembering these terms and stuff. It helped me, so I'm going to tell you. Okay, keep, change, flip is for our division. Another example. Let's just do some example. So we have 3/5 divided by 3/4. Okay. So we have 3/5 divided by 3/4. Okay. And the thing I told you to remember was keep, change, flip. So we're going to write that up at the top. Keep, change, flip. Okay. This takes care of every part of the problem so that we remember. So the first part of the problem, we keep. So let's write a little K right there. So we're not going to change it. We're just going to bring it down exactly the way it is. Change would be to change this division into multiplication. Boom. And then flip would be to turn this on its head. So we switch the numerator and the denominator, and we have 4/3. Okay, we just flip this over. This is a problem we can work with. It's a problem that's a lot easier because doing multiplication, all you do is multiply straight across. So we do 3 times 4, and we get 12. And then we do 5 times 3, we get 15. We can reduce this. I know there's a lot of steps to it. I'm looking for this. Get to this spot, bam, 100, okay? If you go this far to reduce it, even happier, okay? So we're going to divide both top and the bottom by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 15 divided by 3 is 5. This is our reduced answer, 4/5. All right, let's go take a look. That's where you put this answer. Let's do this one right here. We have 1 and 1/8 divided by 3, 4. Guys, I realize doing these types right here is a pain. I know it is. Trust me, like, I get that it's not fun, okay? I might not even like doing them, you know? Who knows? So let's do 1 and 1/8 divided by 3 and 4. I was just kidding, guys. I love math. All math. Every math. So can we divide fractions if we don't have all fractions? The answer is no. Okay, so we need to change this into a regular fraction first, or improper fraction. Keep calling it a regular fraction. We got to change it. All right, we do that by taking the big number, multiplying it by the bottom, adding it to the top. So 1 times 8 plus 1 is 9. It's going to be 9/8. We're still doing keep, change, flip. We keep the first, okay? These things are the same. We didn't change anything. We still kept it. Even though it looks different, they're still the same. Then we change. What are we changing? We're changing the division into multiplication. And then we flip this right here. And by flip, we're taking the reciprocal, just switching the numbers. From here, we solve just like regular multiplication. We go straight across. 9 times 4 is going to be 36. 8 times 3 is going to be 24. 3 goes into both of these. So let's go ahead and reduce it. You can change it into a mixed number, then reduce it, or reduce it and then make it into a mixed number. Doesn't matter either way. So let's go ahead and reduce it. You can divide both these by 3. It's 12/9. How many times does 9 go into 12? One time, with the leftover of 3 over 9. Oh, look, we didn't reduce it all the way, so 1, and it's going to be 1/3. Okay, that was a lot. Make it to right here, and I'm happy, okay? Let's see if there's anything else really crazy going on. No, it's pretty much the same stuff. Okay, with multiplication, remember straight across, okay? With division, remember keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip, okay? When you're doing it on paper, make sure you write it up at the top, and then every time you're doing a division, make sure you're doing keep, change, flip. I've got some videos at the bottom for you. It just tells you the basics, but this guy, he's a little lame, but kind of funny too, you know. You have 2 options in your assignments. The first one is the wiser, and I think that's the easier one to do. Make sure you're doing the one that's labeled multiplying and dividing fractions. Option 2, it's just another PowerPoint. It's going to say, do you want to make a copy? You click yes, make a copy. And it's going to take you to a PowerPoint, a lot like the notes. And then you just go through and you do the answers. All right. If y'all need any sort of help, let me know. We'll figure something out.